Alrighty guys, so welcome to another mukbang video, and I honestly like doing these videos because, well, I get to eat a lot of food. It's an excuse to eat a lot of food, a lot of junk food, because who doesn't love junk food? But yet again, I still gotta go out and work out. But today, I'm gonna be eating some Taco Bell sauce. I mean, not sauce, Taco Bell food. We got the breakfast crunch wrap with bacon inside. I'll probably show that to you once I split it open and start eating it. Then these are normal soft taco supremes. Just show you. This wrapped up one, I'm not exactly sure if it's different. I just seen it in there, but I'm pretty sure it's also another one of the supremes. While we got some fire sauce, hot sauce, and Diablo sauce. Fire sauce, Diablo sauce, hot sauce. Now, I got the drink here. It's a wild strawberry. It's a wild strawberry drink. I forgot what the other name was. I'm sorry if I forgot the name, but it's wild strawberry. And today's subject that we're going to be talking about is SCP-457. I'm pretty sure that's the name. Yep. Now, yeah. So, SCP-457, also known as the Burning Man. Let me drink this real quick. Delicious. It's a good thing I kept it in the freezer before we even started, so I can make sure it maintains the way it is without melting. Now, the Fireman, or Burning Man. The Burning Man is known to be an SCP that constantly burns and also takes the shape of a man, because it's a Burning Man. And I also find it's funny because I got all this hot sauce and stuff, and I'm about to pour it onto my tray as I'm talking about them. So it says that the Burning Man is what I like about the Burning Man, and this is how I'm going to explain it to you, is that it's almost like how you would hear from a comic book character, somebody who's able to use fire powers, ice powers, or whatever. What's cool about him is that he's just a genderless being. He's just, because his original form is not even like a shape of a person. If anything, his form is just like the size of a candle fire. Now, what I like about this SCP is that it's also not like a comic book character, because it acts as like a grave mind or something, like something you will see off of Halo. Because the more it burns and gets bigger, the more intelligence it has. So it constantly relies on fuel in order to grow. And what else? Just like fuel such as like wood, gasoline. And I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure metal, since it should consume. No, probably not metal, but mainly like stuff like wood and gasoline, since most wildfires are caused by wood. Since SCP-457 has caused a lot of wildfires, and I don't exactly remember who contained SCP-457, but my best guess would have to be the Fire Eaters, which is a mobile task force branch or subdivision or a division or something that's mainly trained on like fire SCPs, or basically incidents that or contain anomalies that's around fire. And there's actually many more of these branches in the SCP Foundation, such as the Null Squad. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, the Null Squad. They're mainly focused on infections, like getting rid of infections, and the village idiots, which are more focused on anomalies that are mainly around villages or whatever. I'm pretty sure you can get the gist that you got Mobile Task Force, but then you also got the branches. They have different specialities, almost like the Soviet Union's Siberian soldiers. That are trained in like cold weathers or whatever, you know. And let me take a moment to start enjoying this. Now, I'm about to try this with the Diablo sauce. Yeah, the Diablo sauce has probably been the most spiciest one. Now, the fire sauce definitely brought a start. The hot sauce, that I didn't really taste anything hot about it. Now the Diablo sauce, that really set things in motion. But so far, the taco tastes good. Now, back onto the subject about SCP-457. I don't exactly, its origins is basically unknown, except that it probably just, in my theory, just came out as a light of fire or whatever. Now, what's interesting is that it can act, once it grows, it can actually split into multiple versions of itself. And then they can, and they will begin to be hostile towards each other by either consuming the other, or just extinguish the other one. Which that kind of shocks me, because I thought they would at least work together. But I'm guessing they're just like wild animals or something like that. They'll definitely begin to fight each other if there's a lack of gasoline or resource for them to grow. It also does know how to speak by using what it consumes to be inside itself to be able to speak, like burning wood. But sometimes, if in other ways to communicate, it'll burn the walls and write something, almost as if we would see out of the horror movies where somebody writes something in blood on the walls. And of course, it hates water. Any mention about water, it gets angry. And there's actually been a few times where it's escaped and broke through glass. I'm pretty sure, as far as I read, because you know how like sand turns into glass, so it's just like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I just remember watching the SCP video, and then they said that it had broken through glass, like in a more easy way, which shows that it can outsmart people. Because like I said, the more it grows, the more intelligent it gets. But as far as to now, that's all I can really talk about SCP-457. But now I'm going to talk about SCP-049. Now in the game SCP, him looking like a plague doctor is a bit inaccurate, which has bothered me for a while now. Since he's a plague doctor, you at least see the goggles or whatever that stuff, or what all the other stuff and all that. But when you see his mask, it doesn't really look like a plague doctor at all. Especially since he's wearing a hood. I've never heard of a plague doctor wearing a hood before, mainly just a hat. But many of you who are familiar with SCP-049 know that once he touches you, you're dead. Basically with physical contact to the hand, of course. Now, he goes on and on about stuff like pestilence or whatever, like there's a disease spreading around the world. Now, I'm pretty sure there's like two different, one is a story talking about something else, and the other, another where it probably really talks about him thinking there's a disease. And the other one, it was an animation that I watch sometimes, where it talks about how should I put this? It's almost like in one of the scenes in that animation, he had a gorilla, but he was able to make it calm. So it's almost as if that's what he's been talking about the whole time. But in other videos, it's really a disease that he thinks exists. So yeah, and there's another thing, I think it's called SCP-1 or SCP-2. I think SCP-049-1 is his bag. Now, he carries around a bag full of the tools that he needs. And what's crazy is that it's almost like a pocket dimension, because he could pull abnormally large things out of a small bag. And then you got SCP-2s, which are created by SCP-049. So SCP-049-2s are like zombies. It's just one thing that gets me confused is how he's able to control them without getting attacked by them himself. So I'm thinking he does something to the brain in order to, manipulate them. But basically, it's an infectious thing, Because I'm pretty sure when SCP-049-2s probably kill people or whatever, and then they do become one of them as like infected. Because honestly, SCP-049 is a very interesting character, but there's also some things that's on my mind that's hard to understand about him. Like, he wants to get rid of disease, yet he makes little zombie minions or whatever, and then even though they're making them diseased themselves. Ooh. So this got hash browns on the inside. See that? It said like at the bottom right there. I didn't even expect that. It's cool. It's delicious, man. Keep in mind, this is the breakfast crunch wrap from Taco Bell. Alrighty, so that'll be end of me talking about SCPs, and this will also be end of doing my mukbang. Now, I haven't really ate much, but I also don't feel like finishing my food since, you know, I've been here for a while now. Also, I will be talking more about SCPs, and I'll be researching and reading stuff about SCPs sometime in the future, you know. Maybe next time when I do a video, I will start looking at SCPs I've probably never heard about and stuff. And I'll start talking about it with y'all. So, you know, once I know, you know. And that'll be the end of the video. Goodbye.